In terms of those testifying against the bill, there are professionals in here that testify against, and their testimony has a lot of words, but they only reference one piece of information as their data, and they cite what is an article that was 2005 in the Journal of American Medical Association, and that study has been cited as flawed by the experts because what they did is gather a survey of information and then draw conclusions from that. So experts that do research discount that, and I have some documentation saying that, quote, it is flawed because they ignore a large body of research related to pain processing in the brain, present a faulty scientific rationale, and use inconsistent methodology. Okay, so that's the only one cited in here. It's a lot of words, but in this other testimony, there's just tons of experts.
My question to that then would be, what do you believe is the motivation for these physician organizations across Wisconsin to dispute your findings of fact that say that babies at this gestation can feel pain? What's their motivation?
That is a very good question. They seem to be abortion advocates and cite just that one piece of information. Maybe they have some other data, which I'm very willing to look at.
So we spoke with Senator Lazich, and she says it is a scientific fact that babies in utero feel pain starting at 20 weeks. I know that you dispute that, and other physicians do as well. How do you know?
We have studies from the Journal of American Medical Association and the British College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists that 10,000 doctors in Wisconsin have agreed are reputable, rigorous scientific journals. And it's a fact that they do not feel pain.
Senator Lazich suggests that your information is flawed and dated, and she says that physicians who say that babies at 20 weeks cannot feel pain are simply pro-abortion. How do you respond to that?
The procedures that we're talking about are not done because we want to terminate a pregnancy. Our job is to help both the mother and the fetus. We are not trying to pit one against the other. These are situations where we would much rather save both the mother and the woman, but sometimes that's just not possible.
Now, I know that Representative Jesse Kramer, and we heard from him earlier in this program, and he's a co-author of this bill to ban abortions at 20 weeks. He describes this procedure as a 5.5-month-old baby's body being torn apart. Is that what you do?
There are very rare circumstances which that is done. I am only aware of 2 in the last several years where it was the only option. A mother in intensive care unit who's going to die, whose cardiologist says you cannot put her through labor because she will die in the process. The procedures that are done are medical inductions. That means we give the mother medication so that she goes into labor. Now, I would argue that at 22 weeks, when the fetal brain is not developed and can't feel pain, how can that be any worse than a woman going through labor at term for the fetus? One of my colleagues called and said, you know, should we ban vaginal birth for women? It's just absurd to think about this.